Hey everyone, Darcenovia here. Yeah, I got a little upgrade. This is a Samsung phone I'm recording this on, not the PS Vita. So hopefully things will be better. And I could upload videos more often. Anyway, there's a topic I want to tackle in. It's the anti-EU bias that seems to be going on. Have you guys noticed that? The closer we get to The Force Awakens, that we get all these articles online of anti-EU. Why do they constantly do this? Why? Is this a way for Disney to discourage people to get into the old expanded universe, so their new one, to make theirs look better? Because I'm going to address some criticism that some of these people have. Right now, I figured it's a great time to do this. The Force Awakens is going to come out next week. And I'm fucking fed up with it, honestly. With these stupid accusations against the EU that's complete horseshit. First off, let's talk about one of the main criticisms. When all these EU haters, these articles, when they talk about why the EU was trash, why it needed to go, they bring up books like they had to scrap on the bottom of the barrel because they haven't read most of this shit. So they take one of the most infamous books, The Crystal Star. I can't say how bad that book was or is because I haven't read it. I do have it on my shelf. I will be reading it and reviewing it next year. And then okay, fine. The EU has some bad books. So what? The new Disney canon, a good chunk of it is shit right now. With only maybe a few gems. Lost Stars, maybe Lords of the Sith, Tarkin. And maybe Battlefront Company, while the rest of it is just garbage. Yeah, the new canon is definitely better. Props, hypocrites. Now let's go on to one of their other arguments. The overabundance of super weapons. This is a common used argument. Did you guys even read anything past Bantam? They've done away with that shit after that. And it's not hypocritical because The Force Awakens involves a super weapon. The Star Killer base, that totally is not a fucking super weapon. So this is the third Star Wars movies that has one. Give me a fucking break about that. Oh, non-threatening villains. Oh, the EU had non-threatening too many... Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Have you not... I guess by your logic, then I guess the original and prequel trilogies are terrible because the villains aren't really that threatening. Give me a break, man. Give me a break, you stupid haters. Obviously, you never read The New Jedi Order. The Yuuzhan Vong are more of a threat than the Empire ever will be. Or you never read the stuff in the old expanded universe, which makes the Empire, the Imperials, even a bigger threat than they are in the films. So none of you have done your homework that criticize that aspect of the expanded universe. Too many bounty hunters. That's another one. Oh my god. Too many bounty hunters. You do realize most of those fucking bounty hunters, their first appearance was in Empire Strikes Back, which is universally considered the best Star Wars movie. Shut the fuck up about the freaking bounty hunters and do your damn research, because most of those bounty hunters you're talking about are in the Empire Strikes Back. Alright. Then they criticized using the same type of enemies. Really? Really? I don't know, maybe you should look in the mirror because episode 7 looks like a rehash of the very first Star Wars film. Who's the enemy? Oh, the First Order. What is the First Order? Basically the Empire 2.0. And what is the Resistance? Oh, they're the Rebellion 2.0. So you have no room to talk. Of course, there's some stupid criticisms that some ignorant people have, where most of the EU was Jedi versus Sith. Are you serious? No, that is bullshit, and anyone who has read the expanded universe knows that's bullshit. It is bullshit. And before you try to challenge me, for you ignorant EU haters out there, I've read more of the expanded universe than you have. So, suck it. Hate to come off as an asshole, but I'm really tired of the expanded universe getting shit by a bunch of ignorant people who haven't ever read a single damn book. And it's going by what other people say, instead of picking up a book and reading it for yourselves. Oh, and here's another thing. They talk about shit on the children's novels. And the only good ones were, this is one article, the Junior Jedi Knight books. You're telling me you never read Jedi Apprentice, The Last Jedi, Jedi Quest? And most of them are written by Jade Watson? You never read those? Shit my ass. Get the hell out of there with that. Okay. Then there's the big one, which I'm going to address. Another thing people seem to criticize in the expanded universe, too many Jedi, and there's too many Jedi and too many Sith. And actually, there's a lot of stuff that don't involve the Jedi and the Sith. Have you read any of it? No. Or they change, or they go deviate from the movies too much. That's another criticism I can't. That's like brings my blood to a boil. Really? So you want the expanded universe to be tied to the freaking movies and not have the freedom to expand upon anything? Is that what your criticism is? Because what made the expanded universe so great, it didn't have those constraints. We managed to turn this is going to piss a lot of people off, bite me, a boring character like Boba Fett into a badass. It turns a one-dimensional character like Han Solo into a deeper character. It turns a boring character like Princess Leia into a freaking strong female character. It turns a whiny little kid like Luke Skywalker and made him into a great character. The expanded universe took what was already there and made it better. I guess you guys, your standards are too low, I guess. You guys don't want to see the characters that you claim to love actually grow as characters, because that's what the EU did. Episode 7 is going to change a lot of stuff about the original trilogy. The original trilogy doesn't really matter. It doesn't. Not in frickin' Disney's canon. But that's okay, isn't it? Because Disney can do no wrong. Now, here's another thing I find really freaking stupid and kind of funny. The number one thing people seem to have a problem with, the expanded universe was too dark. I can understand some people don't like dark stories. I can understand that. But you have some people complaining about things but it being too safe. You want to know something why the EU got dark? Readers were getting bored. Honestly. As someone who's went through a good chunk of the Bantam books, I was starting to get bored by the time I got to Vision of the Past. Until I got to the Hand of Thrawn duology, I was getting bored. I really was at that, because they just drive a lot of the same subplots to the ground. And New Jedi Order, you guys complain about them doing the same thing. Yet when they gave you something new, it's too different. And I wonder whose Disney's audience is for The Force Awakens. It's you. Those who can't embrace change, who can't have a different set of enemies in the Star Wars universe, a different set of villains. God forbid if we do something different with the franchise. God forbid. And it's okay not to like things being too dark. But you know what? That's what made the Yuuzhan Vong more interesting than the Empire at that point. Because you can only rehash the same enemy so many fucking times. And it kind of kills credibility for the Galactic Empire. Most of these criticisms a lot of people seem to have with these EU haters are shit that was done in Bantam. And not look at the stuff in Del Rey, because I never see anyone talk about Del Rey when they do these anti-EU shit. Because I thought the Del Rey books were better than the Bantam books, for the most part. I really do. I will get to that when I do a review, when I do more reviews of the Bantam era, in my show. But I'm really getting sick and tired of these anti-EU articles. I really am. They become more rampant lately. Is Disney paying these people just to drive people who don't know shit about the EU away? I wonder. If you're one of those Star Wars fans out there who don't know anything about the EU, don't listen to those articles, please. Read the stuff yourself. Don't listen to Disney or some ignorant haters who have no idea what they're talking about. Pick up a book and read it, and you could decide for yourself if the EU is really garbage. This is Darcinovius signing off. May the Force be with you guys. And tell me what you think in the comment section.